Hi, it's Danielle from Digital Hopper, and wanted to share one of the ways that our clients are seeing some improvements with their e-commerce sales. So we're coming into Black Friday soon. We've had a few months of iOS ups and downs, that's for sure. And so now one of the things that we have done, we actually did it a while ago, but for any new clients who come on board, we're setting up their Facebook shops. So this is allowing people to stay on platform on Facebook. That means all of the tracking remains. That means that none of the iOS changes actually have any impact on this. And people can check out and process their payment right there on Facebook, on Instagram. So this is something that we recommend setting up is checkout on Facebook, and you can do that via Shopify. So you go in there, you have the Facebook app there, and then you set it up that way. And you'll need to have a few pieces of information ready for you because it is a separate system than your Shopify store, even though it's set up through Shopify. So the things to be prepared to have ready are going to be things like your business EIN, also your banking information, and then all things about your business, such as email, address, phone number. And you're going to need to do it from your admin Shopify account because you're going to need to authenticate through your personal Facebook profile. So an agency can walk you through setting it up, but you have to do it on a Zoom. You have to share your screen. It has to be the owner admin login rather than anybody else. And that's because of just the way that the Facebook app by Shopify is set up. And so you go through there, you set it up through Commerce Manager, and you put in all your information, you pick everything there. And then once you've done that, once you've set up that connection, once you've set up that checkout, Facebook and Instagram checkout, then you'll need to go into Commerce Manager and actually build out your store. And there's a couple things to note when you're going through that setup on Shopify. And that is when it says allow checkout through Facebook and Instagram, it almost sounds like they're only going to be checking out there and they're never going to check out through your website. Well, that's not the case. It's just the wording and the phrasing that's on there. So go ahead and do that, set that up. And then also when you get to the tracking part of it, what you want to do is make sure it's on advanced. So the highest level, the furthest right, the default is the middle option. So you want to pick the one on the right, and that will enhance your tracking. That's related to Conversions API. If you started setting that up, should have that set up already, but make sure that's selected. So once you've set up the Shopify side of things, then you can move over to Facebook to Commerce Manager. And Commerce Manager has not been around very long, something that Facebook introduced about a year ago in late 2020. But go in there, they have a way to set up your shop, drag and drop builder, and you can drag dynamic sections in there. It's not too difficult to set up. I'm sure that it'll become one of the places that we can really optimize for conversions later on, but currently it's not really, there's not much to it. So just make sure you set it up. If there are any problems, take a look at your product feed and make sure that and your catalog are working, because it does draw from that. But if you're already running Facebook ads, you already have a store set up, and you're running ads, you probably have most of this set up. And if not, we could do some help on that as well. So get that set up. It's drag and drop, and then what that means is that you'll be able to sell directly on platform. So right now, if you're running ads, you have the option, if you have it set up, to say, yes, I'd like my traffic to go both to my website, my Shopify store, and a little bit to the shop. And so what this means is that when Facebook algorithm thinks that this is going to be the best thing, they will send the traffic there, and you will see sales come through there. And the great thing is, if you're on Shopify, is that it processes, it logs it in Commerce Manager, it processes everything through Shopify. So there's no disconnect for you. The only disconnect is the payout system. So that is a little bit different. So it's not through Shopify, it's separately done through Facebook and their merchant services. But you've set that up. That's part of the connection you set up, part of that information that you needed to have ready. And that's why. And so you'll just see that come through. But just one final thing to say about shops is that it is definitely something that Facebook is putting a lot of effort into. They really want to keep people on platform, partly because it's going to solve so many of those tracking issues of, what's working, what's not. And they never really want people to leave the platform anyway. So they're putting a lot into it. It's going to be improved greatly. It's great to get set up now. We actually have quite a few clients who have received significant amounts of free ad spend to test running ads to their shop. So it's because it was already set up. We set it up over a year ago, or like right when it first came out. And because it's been is set up properly, doesn't have any errors, they've received literally thousands of dollars in free advertising spend because Facebook needs to test it and learn from it. And so it's getting better and better and better. So if you're, looking for not guaranteed to get that money, but there's definitely a higher chance that you're going to, even be in the running for it, if you have your shop set up. But also, it's just such a good idea to have that, because if people want to check out on Facebook or Instagram and Marketplace, that's something you can also enable, then they can. And so that's one of the things that we have set up and are seeing success with for our clients. So thanks for listening.